Animal Crossing New Horizons is all the rage lately, and rightfully so. The game is so much fun. It is the cartridge, or the code, inside everyone's Switch, but what are some other ways you can immerse yourself in the wonderful world of Tom Nook besides playing more of the game? Well, there are the amiibo. There are the amiibo cards, which are coming back in popularity from years and years ago, and frankly, I have some on order myself, even though they were a bit overpriced. But there's also a wonderful world of accessories, and for better or worse, a lot of them are sold out, so I want to share them with you so you can see what they're all about. And there's some cool accessory sales going on right now that I wanted to share with you, because maybe you just got a Switch for Animal Crossing, or maybe since you're home you have more time to play Switch and you're looking for a nice, cheap, extra controller to bring some multiplayer action to your island or to an array of other Switch multiplayer titles. So we're going to talk about all those. What's going on, everybody? It's Zach from SwitchForce. I hope you're doing good. Let me know in the comments down below which of these accessories you want most. Which of these Animal Crossing accessories is your favorite? Also, are you going to pick up any of the cheap controllers? I'll put links to all the sales in the description below so you can follow and find them easily. Hit that like button if you enjoy, as always, and are having fun in this new Horizons world. We're going to start off with one that maybe you haven't seen because it's sold out pretty much everywhere, and that is the PowerA Enhanced Wireless KK Slider controller. Now, they also have a Nook family color scheme as well. Couldn't find that anywhere. I was genuinely shocked that the PowerA controller was sold out. It took me a while to find this guy. Like, I've been looking every day, and I found one. A Target had one, uno, singular. It is a super cool controller. The finish feels so nice, and it's got this excellent pattern. Man, is this a nice looking controller up close. Their paint job is impeccable. This is not like a decal that could peel. It is inherently on the controller. It's like, you know, baked in basically. Same with the Animal Crossing logo. I just love the color palette that they picked for this thing, and it looks so nice with this layer of icons underneath. It reminds me a lot of what they did with the Splatoon 2 Pro controller, where they had kind of an underneath layer. They did something similar for Xenoblade as well, and now PowerA trying to get in on that action, but it's really nice. So what it loses in build quality, because the buttons are like clickier, they don't feel as good, it is light. It makes up for in excellent design, and even the back buttons are this brown offset, the teal turquoise. Is it worth your $50? Well, it might be if you love Animal Crossing, but good news, if you want an extra controller just like this one, the PowerA controllers on Amazon, the same exact model, but just with different prints and different colors, are on sale for about $10 to $15 off. So we're talking in the like $35 to $40 price range, which I feel a lot better about wholeheartedly recommending. And obviously, if you really want Animal Crossing, I understand it. Pay the $50, that's okay. But they do have Zelda, Mario, Pokemon designs that are cheaper. I really like it's got these two back trigger buttons that can be programmed as customizable buttons. So if you are looking to do something that's normally on the face buttons and you want to move it to the back for ease of use, so you don't have to leave your fingers off the analog sticks, it's nice. It probably works better in a faster paced game than AC, but you still could use it for AC if you want a quick way to open your inventory or a quick way to swipe your net without having to touch the face buttons. I will say my biggest complaint with this controller, outside of the weight, I wish it was a little heavier and more solid, is you'll see up at the top, the ZR and ZL buttons are very close to the LR buttons. They're really close, like dangerously close. There's a little bit more of a gap on the regular Pro controller. We'll take a look in comparison. It's hard to see because it's black, but you can see that the big triggers and the bumpers have space. I can fit my finger almost between them. On the PowerA Enhanced Wireless, my finger cannot, because they're literally touching. The buttons are literally touching each other. And so at times, if your fingers aren't back far enough on the trigger, you might be accidentally pressing L and R when you mean to press ZL or ZR. But all in all, it's a pretty solid controller. Like I said, you have to decide if the $20 savings is worth it for you. I think it becomes that way if you use one of those on sale models. You just don't get the really cool Animal Crossing design. Now, while we're on the subject of Pro controllers or Pro controller alternatives, there is a cheaper option. It won't be Animal Crossing, but if you're looking for a really cheap way to get someone else in on your switcheroo action, PowerA does have a wired alternative, which that word might be a deal breaker for some of you in 2020. I understand it can be a headache, but if you're open to it, Amazon has the wired PowerA controllers for $14.99, which is the cheapest way I think you're going to get someone in to a traditional controller experience on a Nintendo Switch. It will not have the back buttons because this is part of their enhanced wireless controller package. It won't be Animal Crossing or a KK Slider, but they do have some Nintendo-inspired options as well as just a default black controller. And it's pretty decent for 15 bucks. I know wired is kind of like whatever, but if you can deal with the tethered nature, 15 down from 25, that's a great way because this guy's still 50. The on-sale wireless that I recommended are like 35 to 40. But if you're like, I just want to save money, I already bought Animal Crossing, I already bought a Switch, 15 bucks to get someone else in to join your island adventures, or to play Mario Kart, or to play Smash Brothers, I'd definitely consider it. Quick note, at the end of the day, this is still my preferred way to play Nintendo Switch. I mean, if I'm not playing handheld and using the Joy-Con, or playing Switch Lite and using the fake Joy-Con, the OG Pro Controller, the Nintendo Pro Controller, the true Pro Controller is still the best, but it's expensive. Right? It's expensive, so when you have an option that's $15, I think you at least have to consider it. Yeah, it might be a hassle because it's wired, the build quality's not as good, but this is a lot. You could basically buy a game and the PowerA controller for the same price as this one, and at that point, you gotta really look at yourself and think, do I need the Nintendo model, especially given the circumstances right now? Or do I just rock the PowerA until I can afford or want to upgrade to an actual Pro? I think it's definitely something to keep in mind. All right, but what else they got besides controllers for Animal Crossing? Well, they have some really nifty cases. I think the patterns on these cases and the coloring of these cases is exquisite. We're talking a lovely shade of aqua and turquoise with white accents wrapping around your Switch Lite case. These, again, are very hard to find. The Switch Lite case is $24.99 and the regular Switch case is $30. It comes with a nice cushiony interior, although there's not a direct place to like hug your Switch Lite. I'll show you in a second when we put it in. You do get a nice little game card case, which I appreciate these things a lot. It has 8 slots and you can use them for games like Animal Crossing, or you could use them for other games if you remember anything else that you want to play, even though we're completely obsessed right now. Maybe you do eventually want to play Pokemon Sword or Shield and you can pop that in there. You could also use it for memory card storage, although the micro SDs might get a little bit lost in the bigger pouches. And then there is a larger pouch on top where you could put, I guess, an extra Joy-Con, some headphones. Let's see. I'll take my headphones and we'll put them in here. In go the headphones. That's an easy thing to store in here so you don't, well, you're going to be home, so maybe it's okay to play it out loud. Headphones normally are very nice for the Switch on the go. And then if you want to take a Joy-Con, you can definitely put a Joy-Con in here. But most importantly, ooh, it's a little bulbous. The Joy-Con will fit. I wish these cases would always allow for a little bit more Joy-Con room. And you can make it work. It's just going to be, you can see it's kind of messing with the form factor, but I'm sure we can still house the Switch, and we'll take the Switch Lite. No Animal Crossing Switch Lite. Animal Crossing Switch, yes, but no Switch Lite. So I thought this one will fit nicely in here. It actually is pretty snug, so even though I'm looking for a hug, I might actually get a pretty good hug. Look at that. It holds really nice. We're in there pretty well to the point of like, oh my gosh, it might flop out if I don't zip this quick. With the Joy-Con, it's gonna be a tight zipper fit. You can do it, you can make it happen as you can see, but we're getting a little bit chubby on the front of that case. So I would recommend not storing a Joy-Con in the top, even though you might want to bring it for multiplayer play. Pocket that Joy-Con instead, just put, extra memory cards or maybe a charging cable. That would fit nicely in there as well. Like this, it's a pretty solid case. Now, normally I prefer a little bit more expensive case because I like to keep my Switch Lite really, really protected and really snug with really top quality material. But honestly, this one is one of the better ones I've seen because it's such a tight fit. I don't like the Switch shaking around. I don't like that at all. I feel uncomfortable with it in there bumping up against things. But this is such a nice hug and such a nice pattern that I gotta give it pretty good props. And as you can see, the Switch stays in place, pops out, you're ready to play, put your Animal Crossing in, store your games and memory cards and headphones, and good to go. They have this, as I mentioned, in a Switch Lite and regular Switch variety. If you're looking for some Animal Crossing love for your Switch, this guy's 25 bucks. I'd like it better at 20, but it's still pretty sweet. And if you're not able to get your hands on the KK Slider or Timmy and Tommy controller, or you don't need a Pro controller, because Animal Crossing is a game you can play happily with Joy-Con, and you want to rep the now best-selling launch on Switch ever, this is probably a really good way to go. What else we got Animal Crossing-wise? I saved these for last because these ones are not going to be easy to find, maybe ever again. People are hoping for a restock. There's been some rumor that there will be a restock, but I wouldn't put faith in random one-off tweets. I'll believe it when I see it. But we do have the Animal Crossing New Horizons limited edition Switch bundle that comes with this luscious, lovely dock. Tom Nook's like, hello, come here, I promise I won't charge you. I promise, just wave, come here, come hither. Gotcha, bells and miles, they're mine. It's a really fun dock because it's the first ultra custom dock that Nintendo has done. They have done a limited edition Pikachu and Eevee dock that had graphics of Pikachu and Eevee, but they've never done a custom color dock. And this one is a very nice, creamy white color with art of the Nook family and the island and the water. It's really the water that seals the deal for me. If you take a look up close at this dock, I love the fact that the water lines the bottom. I think it's so nice, and when you have the little light on for the Switch being powered and ready to go, it illuminates the water on the side, which I think it's clever placement and smart design. No matter what you feel about Tom Nook in the game, you gotta admit they did a good job with this. I hope Nintendo does more of these things, where they put the characters on the case in cool ways besides just slapping them on. Remember with Smash Bros. And Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, and even Diablo 3, they just slapped outlines of the characters onto each side of the dock. Here they're going with something a little more artistic, and I hope that they use this for future games in 2020. Not that we know what any of those future games are, since they won't tell us and have nothing scheduled, but eventually they will possibly have games, and then maybe they can release more cool custom consoles later in the year and do more excellent dock work. I guess more so than even the characters though, I want them to continue to make different color docks. We have so many different color JoyCon. It's nice to see a different color dock to mix it up for those of us that don't want the traditional black box on our entertainment center. I like this thing a lot. I'm really glad that I was lucky enough to grab one. They're going for exorbitant prices on eBay. We're talking like $500, $50, $600. So I don't recommend getting that at this point. Wait and see if it does come back in stock, or honestly, it's cool, but man, probably rather save that money for more games, or like you could load up your entire family and friends with new controllers for that extra oomph. I just can't see any way to justify paying that much for a Switch, even though it is a very cool custom, and even though the Joy-Con are really freaking sweet. I love these Joy-Con, the new pastel Joy-Con that come with Animal Crossing New Horizons, the limited edition. They're pretty freaking fancy, and honestly, I hope Nintendo continues to roll out more pastel Joy-Con, sort of like they did with the neon Joy-Con the past years. I like them a lot, and I hope they continue this two-tone Joy-Con nature, because having white on the back and blue on the front and green on the back and white on the front, it's just a lot of fun. It's a great way to play. It also grants you this Switch in the game. Now, you will occasionally find the Switch in the store, no matter if you have it or not, but if you do have the Switch at home, or you know a friend that does, when it's safe to hang out with friends again, click the Switch controllers, the Joy-Con, onto your Switch, and boom, instantly you will get a Switch in-game that matches this and this. And the fun fact is, all you have to have is this. The Animal Crossing New Horizons doesn't know if you have the custom console or the custom dock. As long as you have the Joy-Con, it'll be ready to go and add it to your game. Like I said, you can find it in the store occasionally, so if you really want it in AC but can't get it in real life, you can still make it happen. But it is nifty that Nintendo decided to add sort of a little like extra DLC where you pop these on. It wasn't ever mentioned or discussed on the box, kind of just like a fun thing that people found. You pop these on and oh, you got an AC New Horizons Switch in your game. Pretty freaking sweet. They're just a wonderful design, and they supplement the Animal Crossing aesthetic so well. I'm gonna connect them for you so you can see what they look like on the actual Switch. I love these guys. You guys know I'm a Joy-Con fanatic. I have every single pair, and these ones are ridiculously cool. I like the way they look so much from front and back. Really nice, and honestly, of course, it's my preferred way to play Animal Crossing. I love mixing up my Joy-Con, so I do have some cool combos. I like mixing the purple and the blue. I think that one is fan-freaking-tastic, but the OG way to rock these, the green and the blue as they come, it's a superb set, and even the straps are nice and expertly crafted with little touches to Animal Crossing. You'll see that the straps, it's a little hard to tell on camera, but they have little patterns on them, so they're not just a flat color strap. They've got a little pattern. Again, we get a focus on the strap. It's pretty hard, but they do have green, white, and silver on this, and then they have blue, white, and silver on this, and then they're that creamy white color to attach the Joy-Con. And normally I don't live the strap life. It's not really for me, but when you do put them on, you gotta admit, that looks good enough to lick. And we're not doing that because sanitation is everything right now. But it does look like some sort of mint ice cream that I could, but I won't, just eat right up. Now there are more accessories for Animal Crossing besides the controllers and the dock and the case. There's a lot of them on Amazon right now, but the one that I like most isn't on Amazon yet because it's not out in America yet. I do hope it comes. It's this Hori shoulder bag that has such a fantastic pattern and looks like such a great way to store your Switch plus more. That one will definitely hold your Joy-Con and more. It'll hold your KK slider controller, it'll hold your Joy-Con. Heck, it looks like it could even hold your dock. I really want to get my hands on this eventually. I don't know if it's going to ever be for sale over here. In the meantime though, Amazon does have a lot of interesting AC accessories. Many of them have really delayed shipping due to what's going on with the pandemic. Now I have found that Amazon will say it's due to be delivered later than it ends up coming. That's worked out for me okay in terms of a few things have arrived a couple days before they were intended to arrive. But a lot of these AC accessories are saying like end of April or May. And what I'm talking about is mostly skins for your Switch or your Switch Lite. I don't like to put anything sticky on my systems, but I do know a lot of people over the years of gaming really swear by these kind of decals and accessories, and they like to customize their consoles in that way. If that is for you, Amazon does have some really cute and really cool Animal Crossing New Horizons themed skins for your Switch, for your Switch Lite, for your Joy-Con, for your dock. They got it all, and they're actually looking high quality. I just feel so apprehensive about sticking anything anywhere near my system like that that's sticky. Like it just seems like a bad fit. But I do know a lot of people really enjoy them, so if you want those, they're up on Amazon, albeit with a delayed shipping process. So there you have it, a bunch of Animal Crossing New Horizons accessories that are hard to find. I mean, the Switch right now is hard to find. Have you guys seen this? The actual Switch is sold out like almost everywhere. That's tough. And these guys are sold out as well, but I'm expecting them to come back in stock at some point, like the cases, the KK slider, the Timmy and Tommy controller. I would figure those will return to stock. I don't know so much about these guys. Well, the custom console, the limited edition console as a whole, I'm not sure if it will come back, but if it does, I'll try and tip you off. If it returns to GameStop or Best Buy, anywhere like that, I'll try to let you know. But even if you're not able to get one of the AC options, I do actually recommend these cheaper PowerA controllers at the price point we're seeing. The $14.99 sale for the wired controller, if you can deal with wired and you just want a really cheap way to get someone else in on the action, I think you can't go wrong. I mean, it's a lot cheaper than having to drop 70 bucks on a Pro Controller or 80 bucks on Joy-Con. That's a lot of cash. And $15 just to have someone be able to play some games with you while you're at home, it's worth it. And if you like the wireless option, I know we're loving on Animal Crossing right now, but the Zelda and Mario and Pokemon options are pretty sweet, and they're notably cheaper, and they're actually in stock. So go check those out. I got links in the description below if you want to grab one. I hope you guys enjoyed checking out these guys. I hope they come back in stock for those of you that want it, and I hope you guys are enjoying your days and our Animal Crossing adventures together. Thanks so much for being a part of it. I sincerely appreciate all of you. I love you guys so much. You mean a lot to me, and I'm going to continue to try and bring you content that means something to you, so you have something fun to look forward to, give you those good Animal Crossing tips. I'm constantly like, okay, I got to mark this down to let them know, and mark this down to let them know. I'm working non-stop to bring you guys the best content I possibly can. So thanks so much for your support. I appreciate you. Have a fantastic day. Stay safe out there. Wash your hands and all that good stuff. And until next time, SwitchForce out.